Three, two, one. All right, we're back with the podcast. The Awakening podcast.
Is that what it's called?
No, this is the first one.
Awakening with Larison and Delana.
Awakening with Larison and Lena. I think the Lena and Larison sounds better.
Oh, Delana and Larison. Yeah, wait. Larison, Delana. Larison. Oh, that's true, because your name has an N.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go. Yeah. What's good with you?
Good. I just so I downloaded a new app called Fabulous, which is basically a habit tracking app. And they have this thing called the Golden Triangle, where you have a routine not just for the morning, but also for the afternoon and for the evening, which sets up the foundation for your entire life, for your day, and then your week and your month, and then your life. So I completed my first Golden Triangle today, but it wasn't any habits that they give you that were like really researched.
You set it up yourself?
Yeah, it was habits that I wanted to do for myself.
Nice.
Yeah, and a big part of that was the morning ritual that you sent me from Mike Chang.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Honestly, his shit is amazing.
I know. It's great.
I was doing the tapping. I had no energy waking up this morning. Now I have like way more.
Dude, it's powerful. The tapping, it seems so simple, but it is doing something.
Yeah.
Like, it is literally waking up all your cells in your body. So
and I can feel like the blood flow start moving through it, and I'm like waking up. And there's this like, there's especially this thing where he like starts jumping up in the air with his arms. Going,
it's my favorite. Yeah.
Exactly, because I get so energized, like the jumping and the blood flow rushing.
Yeah, that's what we should be doing. Like
exactly, and then
ideally.
Actually, bioenergetics.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. You incorporate so many things.
Yeah, you just move around. Like
that's what I started realizing.
That's what you start realizing now. Like, I just need to move around. You just feel better. Because it's like when you're stagnant, I mean, the body is an extension of the mind and the emotions. So when you're stagnant, you feel emotionally and mentally stagnant. And when you're scrolling on your phone all day.
I didn't realize how important that was until this year.
Yeah. Have you been dancing?
That's part of my routine.
Nice.
So I mix it up. I do this tapping, and then I do the dancing, and then I start exercising.
Nice.
It's like
that's
awesome. Up, right? And so I'm like, all right, I'll dance now.
Right. It's perfect. And then I love like the way it goes, like it's steadily up, and then gets you more and more energized, and then gets you ready for the actual strength and the hard stuff. Because I feel like we just jump into it, like in this culture. We need to like get our bodies ready, and then at the end it's like you're stretching and you're breathing, and it's such a nice like icing on the cake. It's very holistic. So
like a slow raise,
slow
decline into like this perfect stillness at the end.
And you just feel so good and at peace, and like starts your day off like perfectly. So glad you did that. What else is your routine? Your triangular routine, like?
So one of the things that I'm doing is internal alchemy or daily cultivation. So that's the Montauk Chia stuff. I'm learning. I'm doing a program with him where it's 100-day microcosmic orbit program. It's actually just a book, but it's this program.
Microcosmic orbit.
Yeah. So if you follow up the spinal cord, there's the chakras in the back, right? And the energy in our body is supposed to circulate from the bottom, from the root chakra, going all the way to the top of the crown. But then it comes through the front, which some people don't know.
Right.
And it comes back down, and then it goes back into your groin, and then it goes back into the thing. So there's a circulation going on. That's why it's called the
Right. Right.
and I was actually thinking too today, I was like, how do you explain that to people in a way that's like understandable?
Hmm.
And I remembered um, there's this neat little trick you can do with a pen to kind of realize that you can sense, energy, you can sense or the chi, or you can sense where your mind is, right? And you basically, all you have to do is you have to touch a pen to your forehead, and then just kind of leave it there.
Hmm.
Be able to sense that it's there. Close your eyes, open your eyes. You'll be able to sense it. You can move it anywhere around.
Right.
Forehead's usually the easiest one.
Better to have someone else do it though.
What do you mean?
Better have someone else do it because I mean you're gonna
Yeah,
know. What you
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
even better.
Doesn't matter.
No, that's even better.
Oh, it's even better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool because like if you, I was trying to think of like how do you explain that to people like in an easy way where they can sense energy. And I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, I was learning about bellow breathing, which is one of the warm ups that you have to do for the microcosmic orbit.
Hmm.
Basically, just hold your hands up like this, and you shoot them up. You inhale really fast, and exhale.
Oh, I've seen that.
Right. You do this like 36 times, 18 times, 50 times.
Whoa.
And
18.
you're charging yourself up.
What's the significance of those numbers?
Well, he says 18 to 36, and I think it has to do with the fact that they add up to nine.
Oh,
Nine is the number of ending.
right, right, right.
So it's just like a good
Cool. And so you've been doing that too, like that, and what else is there? Like,
So if you do the bellow breathings and then turn it into a pearl or a little dot, and if you already sense, like know how to sense energy because you do the pen thing, you kind of instantly gain that ability in like a minute. And so you basically just sense all that rushing blood and oxygen in your body. And then you try to condense it into a point wherever it wants to go, really. And for me, it was my heart.
mm,
You condense it and then you feel this huge burst of energy. And they call it the yogic coffee because Bell
hmm.
comes from, you know, Indian Ayurvedic art or whatever it's called.
Oh, I know. Oh, is it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Medicine, Indian, like.
Indian practice.
Oh,
I don't know what it's called.
okay. Something Indian,
Yeah.
spiritual. That's dope. So you just started today?
Yeah, I just started today.
Nice. I feel like whenever I talk to you, you've like started something
Shit,
on that day. You're like, yeah, I started today.
well, I was like, all right, what am I going to talk about to like that? I'm going to start, but yeah, I didn't start
Well,
with that. It was just like I'm just bringing it up because of that.
yeah, that's cool. Has there been anything you've been doing consistently in the past, say, year,
In the past.
every day, or a few months, or something you feel like you've gained a lot
Well,
from?
the only since like July 5th, that huge astrology event that comes like once every however fucking long.
Yeah.
I felt a shift too. I really felt a strong shift after
Mm,
July 5th.
yeah.
I've been really diving into everything that I want to do, and the only way for me to do that is to, like you said, be consistent, right? But I'm focusing on energy, which is why I'm doing the bellows breathing. Which is why I'm doing microcosmic. I'm exercising. I'm dancing.
Good.
I'm a walk, right, for low intensity impact training.
Nice.
And yeah, so I ate all organic today.
Nice.
And there's this cool breathing technique I think I developed because I haven't learned it from anyone. Where you basically breathe how you want to breathe in a way that makes you feel good. So the way that, like Mike Chang talks about, where you exercise or you move in a way that makes you feel good, because ultimately
Yeah.
helps the flow and the energy of your oxygen, of your blood, of all these things. And so what I do is you breathe in and you breathe out in a way that you go. You're gonna have to do a few. Just to kind of open the airways up, right? And do this to breathe a little better. But then ultimately you lay down or sit down if we're doing, and you breathe usually slowly in a way that makes you go either on the outside or on the inside in a way that just really feels good, because we don't really remember the last time that we breathed in a way that makes us actually feel good. What's ironic is that I learned how to do this, I want to say like a few months ago, but I didn't put into practice until today, where I've been doing it all fucking day.
Holy shit.
Mindfully all day. And like I didn't know how connected breathing was to digestion until today, because I swear to God, I've gone to the bathroom 5 times.
You what?
I've gone to the bathroom like 5
Wow.
times. My digestion just like
Damn. It's crazy.
It was turning, it was like making, it was crazy.
That's crazy. It's crazy how a month ago you're like, I should breathe in a way that makes me feel good. And then you didn't like do it until today. No. It's crazy. It's like the simple things that we don't do that we should be doing.
Just like breathing in a way that you like.
Yeah.
Just like,
that's enjoyable. Did you do the Wim Hof thing that I sent you?
Yeah, I did. I actually do Mike Chang's Wim Hof.
Oh, okay. I didn't. The one at the end of that video? Okay. I like that one too. But I guess I liked Wim Hof's, like, it was only 10, 11 minutes, but I like how it also, what's it called? Signals your stress. Because you're like, it's like you're forcing it in, you're releasing. So it's a constant stress and then releasing of tension. Stress and then release of tension. And I don't know, there's something about that that's nice too. Because at the end, you just feel like you're buzzing.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about yoga too. It's a constant ebb and flow between a really difficult pose that like is stressing your muscles out a little bit, that's like challenging, but then you release and you relax, and it's like an ebb and flow. So you should do yoga. You would love yoga if you did it consistently.
Do yoga, to be honest, for my afternoon routine.
Do it. Why not? Like 20 minutes a day. That's all you need. 10, 20. Start with 10.
You have a video to start it out with?
I watched Boho Beautiful. She's this girl on YouTube. She basically travels the world and does yoga and has like, so every video like a new place around the world, and the backdrops are just gorgeous. And she's like on top of mountains and like forests, and it was really nice. Yeah, I love her videos. But she has some intro videos too. She has everything basically, and I only watch her videos, and I've gotten really like far in my practice with her videos. So
she has like levels to it.
Yeah. There's like beginner versions and all level versions. She has some intermediate and like a couple advanced. But I normally do like 20-30 minutes a day, and you really feel a difference in like everything. Like how you approach life, you're like just more stable. I think that's the main. You're more balanced in everything, in every situation. And you're physically more balanced too. Like if you're one to like stumble or like fall, or like you're what's that called, when you catch something, your time in which it takes for, what is that,
to process it, your coordination.
Yeah, hand-eye coordination. That like everything is enhanced. So you're just more present, and more able to adapt. And I mean, it's the same thing with meditation too. It does the same thing. But yeah, those are the two big ones that I need to do every day. So I like it. Do you meditate? Have you been?
Yeah, I've actually done it like 3 times today.
Damn, I love how you like get into something and you just do it like so much the first day.
No, it wasn't the first day. I've actually been doing it for a while now.
Oh, okay.
And I'm realizing how much I actually need it.
Yeah.
And like today's my day off, so I had a whole day to myself. Basically, I've been alone for most of today, so I
Oh,
got
nice.
a lot of these things just like off for myself. Because I woke up feeling like trash.
Oh.
I don't know why. Yeah,
Mm,
I didn't have any
so
energy, so I used my energy amplifying, golden triangle to get myself to the point where I can, have this conversation, for example,
wow.
without feeling like I'm just
Yeah.
a dead fish or something.
Why do you think you've been? Has it? No, just today that you woke up feeling like trash.
No, I realized because like I had a really, really hard a few months ago,
Same.
and my adrenal glands got like fucked.
Oh, really?
Really fatigued.
Yeah. Adrenal fatigue. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really adrenally fatigued. So I like my focus. I have a lot of things I want to get to, but my focus right now is just getting my energy back up so I can do things, so I can do whatever I want. And that's really where I want to get to.
Were there like things happening, or is it just?
Yeah, no, it was a lot. Nothing I want to get into right now.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah.
One day.
Maybe one day, definitely.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll help other people.
That's true.
Sharing.
But I still haven't kind of like pieced it together for myself. So
Right. True that. Yeah, energy is everything. Like what you're eating, what you're doing every moment of the day. It's the foundation of if you want to like achieve shit, like it's just every day, every moment. It doesn't have to be like huge. What?
Yeah, it's interesting because I never really understood the value of consistency. I was really just more like the super fast, super strong, like do it all at once kind of guy.
Clearly.
Still kind of there, but learning the value of consistency. Because
Yeah.
it really only can grow a little bit every day if you're growing yourself.
Yeah. But that's like what it's about. I mean, a tree doesn't grow into an enormous, strong ass tree overnight. It takes fucking hundreds of years, right? Like, if it like grew overnight, it would be flimsy as fuck. It needs to, like the roots and the foundation, and that needs time. It's like slow and steady builds.
That's a good metaphor too, because if you think of a routine, the routine shouldn't be all day. It should be the foundation of your day.
Roots.
That's the root.
Holy shit!
If you have a good root or a good routine, then
Yeah.
your branches or your tree.
Yeah.
Way with the wind. You're strong, but you're still supple. You're still flexible.
Exactly.
The winds of life, whether it's a hurricane or a present breeze that you're present for.
Exactly. Sorry, say the last thing again.
So whether it's a hurricane or if it's a rushing or if it's a pleasant breeze that you're present,
Yeah.
your root, you're still strong and you're still supple.
Exactly.
Root and good growth that you did on yourself.
Yeah. Like when you have that strong foundation, you can take anything.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Yeah. Sometimes I in the past few months, I guess I kind of got caught up in. I have some dreams and some ambitions and goals, and I got kind of caught up in like, oh, I'm not there yet, or I don't have this yet. Just making up excuses, and just feeling like being hard on myself. But I'm realizing like if I really look back in the past few years of my life, I've grown so much, and it was because of little things I did, like little changes I did every day. Like instead of going on my phone immediately, just like meditate, take a breather for like 10-20 minutes, do that yoga every morning, eat better, like just being more conscious for what I'm doing, how I'm spending my time, where my attention is going. It's like little changes like that, like make everything.
So little changes are what you think contributed to the most of your growth rather than anything big?
Yeah, yeah. If I look back, there wasn't really anything massive. I guess the massive thing was like when I hit rock bottom at 19 and I realized I needed to change, and I didn't really know like where to start. So I just was like, I'm going to eat healthier because I know that's going to make me feel better. It's starting with the physical, like exercising. Because I know these are going to make me feel better. I know they're better. They're going to be good for my soul and whatever, and my emotions and stuff. So it's working on the physical first, like the root chakra stuff, and then working your way up, basically. Yeah, I feel like I'm on I think my heart's pretty open, definitely. I think it's my throat and my crown that I'm working on right now. It's like,
So if you were to translate that, the throat is communication and creation. That's why you're putting things out there.
yeah, exactly. Speaking more of my truth and
Because you were
like,
a lot as a kid. I know that.
because what?
Stifled in communication a lot as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
You have negative patterns in you.
Yeah.
Grip you.
Yeah.
Amazing too, because I remember how shy and like introverted you were.
I don't know. It's
Like,
crazy.
hey everybody, right? Person I know, like,
Well, yeah, including my family, my parents. Like everyone sees my videos, and you have to get over it. But when you get over it, it's the most freeing feeling ever. It's scary. The scariest moments is like beforehand. We're like, oh, well, who's gonna see this? Are they gonna judge me? It's like those thoughts. It's like, am I gonna look dumb? Blah blah blah. But then you record it, and once you record, every time I record a video, I'm like, should I post this? Because I'm afraid to. And it's just about doing what you're afraid of. It's as simple as that. It's literally just doing it anyway. Um, and I guess that when you think about those are the moments where I experience the most growth in my life, doing things that I'm uncomfortable with doing.
yeah.
You have to do that in order to get somewhere. So it's like
How'd
focusing
you
because.
do it? Sorry to interrupt you, but how'd you do
It's
it?
okay. How'd I do what?
How did you like? Because you talk about how it's slow little changes, right? But did you just go all in?
It's funny because they're little changes, but I guess my personality is just like I'm an all or nothing type person too. So when, for instance, when there's like a thing that I know is scary, like I was in Maine a couple years ago and I saw people like kind of far from me, maybe like a half mile away, jumping off a bridge and into like a river. I was like, that looks really scary. I'm not gonna do that. But like, I just like automatically, I found myself just walking towards it,
Oh my God. Your
and then
body
I was like, "What?"
knew what to do.
Yeah, exactly. My soul knew what to do, and so when I was at the bridge, I looked down and I was like, my heart was beating. I was like, I need to jump off the bridge. It's like, because I know if I was gonna say no and turn around and like go home, I was gonna regret it. I just knew it. So I had no other choice at that point. I was like, I gotta jump off
No,
that bridge.
I found the bridge. I got to do it.
Yeah, I fucking hate heights. But that's the only way to get over your fears is to go through them, to do it.
Feel.
It felt fucking amazing, and I went on and I jumped again. It was so thrilling. It was like 30, 40 feet. But the second time I went even higher, like on top of the bridge had like a ledge, like a fence thing. I went on the fence and I jumped off, and it was just it's always the feeling beforehand. You know, you're looking down, your heart's beating so fast, but you know, like you gotta do it. You know, so that's how I feel basically when I record my videos. I'm not at that extreme,
Yeah.
but it's like, you know, like eventually I want to be talking to people. I want to inspire people. I want to grow my YouTube channel and just keep doing it. So I haven't. It's just little by little too. Like at first when I started recording myself, it was awkward, and I kept like stumbling on my words and stuff, and they're just like long awkward pauses in my videos because I was trying to remember what I was talking about. But then you just get used to it with practice. It's like with everything. So yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I still haven't done that myself. I know you've been trying to get me to.
I know, I'm still waiting.
That's why I'm here.
Oh, right, you're right.
Yeah.
Are you gonna post this anywhere?
I am recording, yeah. I thought I wasn't for a second. Yeah, I'll post it on my Instagram to begin with.
Yes, do it. Just ends in my face. You have a YouTube channel?
No.
You don't?
I guess I do with Kinetic Kepri. But I don't know if I want to put my face on that.
Where do you want to put your face?
If I have a YouTube channel, I'd have to have it for myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Opening up right now. Yeah, it'd be cool. I was thinking, why don't you talk to other people in your life too that have something to share?
Right. Yeah. I sort of did that a couple times with my friends, but yeah, I do want to start doing like either podcasts or, you know, like mukbang. It's where you're eating and you're talking to someone. Or
What is that called?
mukbang?
Mukbang?
Yeah. It was like popularized in like Korea or something, where people would just start eating massive amounts of food in front of the camera. And so I don't know if you follow my YouTube channel, but I did one recently.
I've seen one of them. I thought it was just like a silly, like fun thing you were doing. I didn't know it was a legitimate.
Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing that people have been doing, yeah. But yeah, I do want to have more conversations instead of just like talking to the camera.
Yeah.
It's just more fun.
Because then it's a little one-sided.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
It shows a little bit more of yourself, so it's definitely the next step, I think.
Hey, what?
It shows a little bit more of yourself, so it's definitely the next step.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. When are you going to start recording videos?
Today?
Really? Yes!
It's a good day.
It's a good day for it? What, is there something happening in the sky or something special about the day?
A shooting star somewhere? No, it's a date actually. It's numerology. 6 days. We're psychologically primed to think of 6 days as being a good day for family. And it's been that way for thousands of years. This isn't like we weren't born with it. We were born into it. We just have these projections onto numbers with numerology. And today's a 6 day, so it's a good day to start to imprint my psychological priming with sharing myself with a family, you know, kind of aura or energy or whatever you want to call it. So the problem is I don't know what I'm going to start talking about.
Like in your videos?
Yeah.
Well, what I don't make a video unless I feel called to, like inspired, like to the point that like if I don't say something, like not that I'm gonna explode, that's a little extreme, but you know there's like moments in the day where I'm like, oh, I need to talk about this, like this feels like I'm inspired to like express myself about this right now, and that's when I start recording. Yeah, so
how does that come?
it just happens. Yeah, when you're more connected to the source, I guess. Like,
I know you're an INFJ, and your primary cognitive function is introvert intuition, which means you take in information from your subconscious So these things just kind of like bubble up. They're like in the oven, right? These ideas and these concepts and these things that you've been working on for months or years, sometimes days, but usually introverted intuition takes a while to build up. So once it's complete, you know, the oven timer's done, and then you have that flash of inspiration, I'm sure that's when you want to start sharing your videos or whatever it is you want to talk about, because you told your subconscious, I want to talk to people about these inspiring things. And so that's what kind of snaps it into life.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of like earlier today. I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, what am I going to talk about when I talk to you? And then I realized, I was like, okay, a lot of your stuff has to do with the esoteric, but maybe you need, what would be good if you had a little bit of a crutch to help translate a lot of what you're talking about to people. And I thought, okay, well, you know, if people were to watch your video and do the pen thing, then they would realize that and then do the bellows breathing to kind of realize that they just gave them and like turn into a pearl and then give themselves all that energy that they have. And then they realize that it fucking worked. They just energize their body and like coffee. Then they'll realize that there's something to what you're talking about. They realize that magic, right? Yes.
Right.
And then I looked at the time, and you know, I primed myself to be into numerology. I primed my subconscious to like look for these things, because it's like the subconscious hates a void. It has to always do something. And I kind of told it, all right, look for these numbers to give me signs of meaning, because it's always trying to create meaning. And I saw 444 at the time. That means you're at the right place at the right time. So my subconscious must have started bubbling these ideas of like, because I just started thinking about it. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to think about this. It was just like, I started thinking about it, right? And then I looked at the time and I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to talk about this. Because my
shit.
Like, hey, you know, here's a little blinker. Wake up. Talk
Nice.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's interesting you see it that way. Because for me, it's like when I see numbers or signs or synchronicities, I feel like it's my guides, or it's my higher self, or it's for me from the future.
Well,
like, yeah. Which is interesting.
Subconscious, right?
Is what?
In your subconscious.
So you're saying like my spirit guides are my subconscious?
Yeah, they're a manifestation of what's inside you. I mean, we're all supercomputers, right?
Right.
And like we create worlds, we create realities in our lucid dreams. Like you can do, but you're God in your lucid dream.
Oh, woohoo!
Exactly. That's an appropriate reaction to
Ooh.
the most complex thing on the planet today.
Right.
So yeah, it's a manifestation of our subconscious, I think. You can go beyond that and be like, well, maybe there's other things outside, like other people's subconsciouses, but that's a good place to be, to think of it as.
Right. Do you think other people's subconscious affect our subconscious?
Well, it depends, because like on how you would think about it. For example, quantum entanglement, where you know, if an atom touches another atom, they're always going to be affected,
right?
As if they're touching each other. And if I do something to this atom over here that had touched that earlier, then it's going to affect the atom that's over here. We don't know how that works. Max Planck, and I'm trying to kind of fish out right now what I think about this. Max Planck talked about how reality isn't, it's not physical. He's the main guy that we go to for quantum mechanics, for the pinnacle of science, the crown of science, quantum mechanics. Says that reality isn't physical. Well, if it's not fucking physical, what is it? Right? And the subconscious isn't fucking physical. When you're in a dream, you're not in the physical.
Right.
What is it? Now, I'm not going to say that our subconsciouses absolutely affect each other. I think they do, but I don't have the structure to really understand that consciously, so I don't touch it, because otherwise you might, you get into the woo land, or you go off the rails a little bit. Not you.
yeah.
It happen to people, and so you always have to. within your realm of understanding.
Right.
That's where your subconscious wants you to do too, ironically.
In your realm of
Yeah,
understanding.
in consciousness. And I mean, they want you to go into the subconscious, but only if you're ready. Like the hero who grabs the sword to go into the Minotaur's lair and get the treasure, like Jordan Peterson always talks about. Only do it when you're ready. And if you don't understand something and you're trying to apply it, then it's like,
Right.
not quite
Right.
there.
Hmm.
Because you might die. Minotaur might kill you. Go a little crazy. Go off the rails.
God. Death is an illusion, though. So.
That's the laugh.
You're just transitioning or leaving your physical body.
The physical, right? Because reality is physical.
It's kind of crazy. Like, I made a friend. I think I might have told you about her, Amanda. She's very in tune with, her spirit guides. She can sense. She has like that sixth sense. I did a session with her, and she was like, "Oh, your grandmother is saying this and that." Like, she can do that. So recently, or a couple months ago, she passed away unexpectedly.
Really?
Yeah, and they have no idea how. She was just found in the shower. Like she was so healthy. She was a vegan, and she was meditating for hours a day, like 4, 5, 6 hours a day. So I feel like what came to me, how I understand it is that like her consciousness couldn't deal with the density of this reality anymore, and it like needed to leave, because as energetically in tune she was also like very sensitive to it. So we'd all be hanging out, and she felt everyone's energy, and to the point that she had to leave like certain like gatherings and stuff, because it was like too much, it was too intense. So
You're too sensitive.
yeah. So I feel like her soul or her consciousness like needed to leave her body, because it just got too much. And this happened like in March, when the corona was just starting to come thing, and everyone's kind of freaking out.
I mean, just astrologically speaking, March is when a lot of the shit went down for a lot of people.
Yeah.
In the world. On the inside with people in their individual lives, in the world of coronavirus.
Yeah.
And
Just kind of
shit too.
what?
The end of March that my shit started. My own.
Oh, your shit.
So it makes sense that that's when it, she was gonna pass away, I guess.
Yeah.
Too much.
It's always March.
Ides of March.
Huh?
The Ides of March.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the Julius Caesar Ides of March thing.
Oh, no, I don't.
The Ides of March.
No.
The beginning of the end for things.
Oh shit.
But it's every year, so don't overthink it.
That's true. That makes sense though when I look at the cycles of my life. Like, March is always some crazy shit.
Yeah.
How would you define this period right now in your life?
Define this period?
Yeah. How are you feeling? What's the energy?
Well, this is actually when it just started getting better. In March is when it started going to shit. And it wasn't until July 5th that things were actually starting to get better. The second wave with coronavirus is finally getting better since then. The second wave's still going to come, but it's not going to get any worse.
Okay.
So it's like the trend is finally going down.
But the second wave is gonna be.
It's still going to come, I think. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but second wave is just what's going to happen.
Apparently, even in astrology, they're saying that it's gonna.
I think it's December 5th, if I recall. Because like coronavirus aligned perfectly with the astrology of, what was it, Pluto, and the conjunction between Pluto and
Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn.
Yeah.
A bunch of planets were conjunct.
Right.
Jupiter and Saturn.
And I think they're not going to be done until like early December.
Oh shoot.
So this entire year is going to be dominated by coronavirus.
What though?
Kind of crazy when you think about it. It's funny because there's always been this moment where everyone's like, "Oh fuck, we're on this together. Like, this is actually happening."
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too when this first started, when everyone started wearing masks and shit around. I was like, this is surreal because finally there's like one thing that the entire world knows about. And that
Right?
it's crazy. It like unifies us.
In a terrible way, but it does anyway.
Right. But you know, I have my own theories of what do you think? What do you like?
What do I think about the coronavirus?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, for sure.
It's terrible to call it that because I mean, I'm not trying to undermine any of the horrible things that have happened because of the coronavirus, and I think we overplayed our hand with trying to defend ourselves. Or at least underplayed it. We should have overplayed in the beginning so that never happened, but that's just my opinion.
Because it had to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I read a lot about the esoterics of what coronavirus was supposed to be. And I guess it really shifted the let's call it timeline that we're in, because it wasn't supposed to happen. So now this thing that kind of unifies all of us in a way, or at least it makes it obvious how we're not unified.
Yeah. Right.
Some of us are unified, where we are all in this together. Then unfortunately, there's some of us that aren't unified, and where they just either pretend it's not real, or they, they just go along and say, "Fuck coronavirus, it's my freedom," or whatever it is that they're saying with their motorcycles. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen some bikers who are like this. And yeah, there's some of us that just do not want to unify with the collective togetherness that coronavirus is forcing us to be in. Because we have to do it together. And if there's some of us who are poisoning the well, then they're obvious. They're not wearing a mask. They're not, they're not obeying, or whatever you want to call it.
But I guess I hear a lot about the other side of that, which is the tyrannical tiptoe that David Icke likes to call it. David Icke.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so mandate masks. What's the next thing we'll do? Like, you can't go into our store unless you wear a mask. You can't go into our store unless you get a vaccine. And Bill Gates was talking about vaccine certificates and tracking people who have had the vaccine, who haven't. And I think there's an obvious agenda going on behind that.
Well, you can say that, but there's always going to be power moves when there's instability in civilization. It doesn't mean there's a greater... I read a really good article on this, and I'm trying to recall it. It doesn't mean that there is a actual conspiracy theory. It's just that there's a mythology of that conspiracy theory that we are all projecting onto. Because I mean, the tipping point has already hit, wherein virtually 95% of people do not trust the government, do not trust the powers and be. Like, it's just a thing. 99%, the 1%, it's already happened. I mean, the tides are kind of changing to the other direction, but the tipping point has already come. Doesn't mean that we're going to do anything about it, but mentally the battle's already over, right?
Mentally, the battle.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Like, we just don't trust our leaders anymore. We haven't for a long time. And so now it's kind of just a slow fall into realizing that that's, like, how do you run a civilization when the people don't trust the leaders? We're still running it. We're still mindlessly doing things. But once something big like coronavirus hits, or maybe something worse in the future, then, and you don't trust your leaders, like, it's already over. It's just a matter of time. and a matter of those who grab power during this instability, maybe like Bill Gates, maybe like those guys who are fucking over all the small homeowners, the small business owners right now, and the conglomerates are monopolizing even more. It's just a power grab everywhere.
So what do you think? So yeah, so that they're using this as an opportunity to do that. But do you think, like, what's going to result out of all of that though?
What's going to be the result?
Because I mean, I'm sort of on the side of like, I want to not have to wear a mask if I don't want to. I'll do it. Like, I'll go into Whole Foods with a mask on, whatever. But like, I don't know. There's some states that are doing a statewide mandate where you have to, or you get fined. And I think that's a little tricky. And also, you know, when you look at how coronavirus, it has like a 99% like survival rate. You know, people who already have underlying illnesses and stuff only die from it. So I don't know.
I'm not going to say that they're doing it perfectly, but you have to ask why they're doing it. And don't ask the deeper conspiracy why. I mean, like the actual why, of like so that people don't die, because it is the only pandemic I think that's ever been like this in recent memory. So, and we've never been this globalized, so it's really serious, and it mutates. There's thousands of strains already. So unless we keep it controlled with masks, it's going to keep rampaging for years. I mean, it's still going to do that. It's still going to be waves and phases of this, but it's not for the person. See, it's not about the person who's wearing the mask. It's really about everyone else who's around them. So it's not about your personal freedom. It's about everyone's collective freedom. You know what I mean? And I guess the individualists versus the collectivists, where the collectivists think about everyone's freedom and the individualist thinks about their own freedom, that's where the clash is kind of happening.
Right.
And it looks like the collectivists are probably going to win. Fortunately, or fortunately, if you're a collectivist, I guess.
Yeah. I guess where I land on it is more of the, not that I don't give a shit, I do give a shit, but like, I'm more of it.
You really give a shit if you're out reaching out to people and stuff.
Yeah. Actually, what's funny is like maybe 8 of my friends got corona, and it was because we had like a memorial thing for our friend who died. We were all just like, we weren't distancing or anything, and we were like 8 of us got it.
Well, I'm sure that story's played out a lot in America.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like, it wasn't even that bad. Like, they felt like they had a cold.
Right, but remember, it's not about you. It's about everyone else who is at risk.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's true.
Funny, I actually heard some logic that said if you're not afraid of coronavirus, then or you're telling people that you don't care about it, you're actually terrified of change. It's kind of the backwards rule of psychology, where you tell people one thing, the shadow, the opposite side of your psyche that has to counterbalance your psyche and psychological homeostasis. It's the opposite thing. So if your favorite movie, for example, is something like, do you want me to do it for you or for me?
It's for me.
Okay, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is your favorite movie? Can you tell me why?
Everything about it.
Right. What shines?
It's what?
Shines about it.
What shines about it? The quirkiness, the cinematography, like how it was all put together. Because whenever I watch it again, I would pick up on things I didn't pick up on before. So the more you watch it, the more you understand what's going on. because there's like hints throughout the movie that refer to the future, and I think that's just the purpose thing. It's also really beautifully put together, and it made me cry.
What do you think the meaning of it was?
That oh man, I guess in a romantic sense, like oh man, trying to, or, I don't know. Okay, I'm taking that literally, but you know what happened in the movie?
I haven't seen it in a while. That's why I'm trying to ask questions so I can remember.
Oh, okay.
It's a little hard.
Because with Jim Carrey, it like goes through this relationship that has its ups and downs, and then I haven't watched it in years either, but basically they break up, and he's like he wants to get rid of his memory of her, and as he does, he goes through memories that he's had with her, and when he's going through these memories, he's like grasping on, he's like remembering like the beautiful moments that they've had too. But
Right.
then he's like, oh, I want to keep this memory. But he's erasing his memories like as they're happening. So he's just reliving them. Like, oh my God, that makes me now I'm remembering it again. It's like, whoa. You have some beautiful ass moments with like I'm with you. I'm dating Parsa right now. And it's sometimes I get really mad at him, and in the present moment, or I'm thinking like sometimes I think about like, are we just gonna break up? Should we just break up? But then I have to remember and take a step back and realize, so I look at the big picture and realize like all the beautiful moments that's happened. And there's so many more beautiful moments than like the tough ones. But I think we would just latch on to the tough moments.
Well, okay. I guess I'd say two things on that. Probably both are true, if I have any credence. One, you really dislike your past, and then like your younger past deep inside. And two, it's hard for you to be content in the present moment. You always have to go. You always have to go, do something, be somewhere, do something new. Because the opposite of that movie would be those two. Because you talked about the present moment and you talked about the past. You dislike
Wait. So the you asked me that question because what again? Remind me.
Because depending on I forgot why, but depending on your favorite movie, you can psychologically reverse it and see the shadow in what the person's ego's favorite movie is.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's crazy.
You do that for anything.
Huh? Do that for anything?
Yeah. It's not just movies.
My favorite song.
Favorite song, your favorite everything.
So you can see the shadow.
It's just the opposite.
It's the opposite of what the movie is about.
Why you think you like it, why you love it so much.
Whoa. Oh shit. What's yours, and how would you break it down?
Mine used to be this is kind of revealing of a lot, but mine used to be the Lego movie. I'm not kidding. It's funny.
I haven't seen it, so.
You haven't seen it?
No, but I got to know.
The original Lego movie. Not Batman, not the other ones, though I love them. They're hilarious to me. But yeah, the first Lego movie, and then I did the backwards thing, and unfortunately it revealed some dark shit about me, which makes sense because it's a shadow. It does that for everyone.
What's the dark shit?
Okay, all right. The main character is is a nobody, basically, who suddenly got special powers. And then suddenly he can like do crazy shit. So I really just wanted to be a nobody who got special powers and can do crazy shit. I was like, oh wow, it's amazing. He's so humble about it. And like it's all this crazy shit. What's the opposite of that? I think I have special ability mentally and I act like I don't. And
Mm.
I don't do anything with it. And I think I'm one of the few that has this. So it's I don't know really how to put it, but that's basically it. And then once I realized that, I was like, oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
But it's real, it's true. So that's
Yeah.
that. That used to
Why?
be the movie
It used to be.
when I was younger. Yeah.
Your current favorite movie, does it reflect?
Current favorite movie. I don't know what my current favorite movie is. Nothing really shines right now, so I don't know.
Damn, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna list all my favorite movies and do that.
You can send them to me and I'll reverse them for you if you need
Oh
anything.
shit! Yeah. How about Avatar? The Blue People.
Avatar?
Yeah.
Is that one of your favorite movies?
Yeah.
Can you tell me why?
It was beautiful. Does that mean I'm ugly? Just kidding. It was oh man, it put me into another realm. Like I loved how it made that realm, that planet feel so real, and like I felt like I wasn't here on Earth for that entire time.
I know a girl who watched it like 30 times and would cry every time it ended.
Holy shit, that's
Why aren't I there right now? That has
you what?
because she was like, why aren't I there?
Oh
Why isn't
yes, that's how I felt. I almost felt like I'd rather be there than here on Earth.
well, I think it just stems back, it works around. Did you watch it when you were during that hard time in your life?
It was before then. I was really pretty young. I think I was still in high school.
Like that, you were in that past part of your past that you really dislike, that you maybe hate, and your disconnection to the present moment, to reality that you don't want to be in, comes back to that.
That's exactly
Much of that.
what makes sense. Oh my god. Okay, one more movie. Interstellar.
Interstellar?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You what?
I've made fun of it a lot, but yeah.
Really? Why?
Uh, love transcends space and time. I watched an entire movie just to hear that as like the.
That's the beauty of it, though. It's so simple. The answer is so simple.
Like, I get what they were going for, but the way they did it was what.
Okay.
Yeah. But why do you like the movie?
Um, at the time, I felt like I don't think I was very. I didn't really understand where I was going. I was kind of lost in my life. So at the time,
How old was
it's maybe 18. But I remember after watching it, I was just speechless for a couple hours. I didn't know. It just it triggered something within me.
really?
And yeah, and I mean, it was that part too, that love is the only force that can transcend all space-time dimensions. And I was like, holy shit.
So I know you really dislike your past,
Yeah.
and I know that's probably because you felt like you were unloved. And so if you saw a movie that talks about love transcends space and time, then maybe that's related.
Right. And I think also the relationship that the father and daughter had that I never had.
Yeah, so you idolize that. Yeah.
Damn, this is crazy. I'm gonna do this for everyone I meet.
It's really fun. It can be.
Yeah, that's so
It's
cool.
so revealing too. Sometimes you see some dark shit.
Seriously. That's so cool. So cool. Damn, I'm gonna have to ruminate on this for the rest of the night.
That's awesome.
Oh, so, mm. Where's Eli? Oh, yeah.
That's the other fun side.
Her mom's?
Because she loves her family. She likes to spend.
Aw, that's so nice.
I'm telling her to come back right now. She said that
How are you guys doing?
we're doing really good. Our communication is getting a lot better. I'm
That's
actually using one of the tools in this conversation with you. It's called active listening.
mm.
So basically, when you hear someone, when someone's talking, I thought that was over here. When someone is talking to you and it's an important conversation and you're trying to listen, therapists do this. They they just kind of sit back. They still themselves a little bit, stop their thoughts. They hear what the other person's saying. Try not to have any images coming to mind where they're like, oh, I could say this, or I could say that, or I could do this. And then once they're done, really done, right? You give it a little time. You really wait for them to be done. Then, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Once they're done, once they're really done, then you repeat back what they said
To yourself?
to them.
Oh, okay.
You don't repeat it all, but you really just say what you heard. So what you translated from what they said.
Mm.
And they could keep talking and tell you more. Like I did this earlier when you said I forgot what it was, but I did the active listening. I started doing it, and then you told me that you had your rock bottom at 19. And had I not done that, I wouldn't have learned that. Because I had some ideas. I was like, oh, I can talk about this, so I can talk about that. And I had these things lined up, but I was like, wait a minute, I'm not listening.
Mm.
I learned something really important about you that I didn't know. I didn't. So that was cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
Damn. That's some.
It's funny though, because we haven't started yet. We're gonna do it today.
Wait, the active listening?
We're gonna do it today. She hasn't come.
Was your communication not the best before?
Well,
Like,
beginning, it definitely was not.
oh, really?
It was free flowing, perfectly free flowing, but it was not the best communication. We had to work on that, and it's been building over months, and now it's starting to get.
Why wasn't it the best?
Just because we didn't have the tools or the emotional range to really deal with what was going on at the time.
Okay.
We would just revert back to past cycles or past patterns that we grew up with in our childhood.
Right.
And that was basically just avoidance.
Oh.
And then letting it build up. Because if you don't address these things, they're just going to build up in your shadow.
Yeah, for sure. Damn. That's really important for me to think about. Because when I'm listening, usually no, like I'm always listening. Like I'm a very good listener, but there's also a lot going on in the back. My Gemini moon and my Mercury near, it's pretty much in Gemini. It's like on Taurus and Gemini, but there's a lot going on constantly. So I do have to remember to just be present and listen, and then respond. But I just have so much to say.
You're being present with someone.
Yeah.
So it's not just you being present. It's like you have to. The thing about active listening is that you still have to take in what they're saying, and not have to say anything yourself. And instead, because it's about them when you're actively listening and not just you.
Right.
So it's just a different. Like the focus is entirely on them. If it's something important, like if their mother just died and they're grief stricken, right? There's not really anything you can say that can make that better.
Right.
Just listening to them and being there for them and empathizing.
For sure.
That's when things like this could be used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. When are you guys moving over here?
When are we moving to Massachusetts? We talked about it.
Yeah.
Probably in a few years.
Oh, years.
Maybe.
Not months. Oh, okay. So I know she's huh?
We're visiting, but we're not going to be moving there,
Oh, okay.
at least for a while.
Do you think you guys will eventually, or still?
I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. When are you going to visit us is a better question.
Oh, that is. Oh, okay, okay. How long does it take to get over there?
By car? Well, by plane, it's literally like $100. Usually,
Oh,
I'm serious.
wow.
Fucking cheap as fuck.
Damn.
And by car, it's 4.5 hours.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And how you liking it over there?
It's funny because I always go to like the fact that the streets are huge over here for some reason.
You say that every time.
Every single time, I know. It's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
The streets are huge. And I don't know why. I love it, but it doesn't make any sense. I think it's just because I'm used to Boston streets.
Yeah, they're like fucking tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know what they were doing.
How do you feel about it over there?
Oh, that's a better question.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that comes to mind is that I feel like because I came over here, I was able to experience something called a group called the Men's Group, the Men's Organization. The Mankind Project, they're called. And these are a group of guys who come together and they try to be as earnest and honest with each other and themselves first as possible. And they come together as a support group for each other. And it doesn't mean that they're alcoholics. It doesn't mean that they're drug addicts. A lot of these guys have licenses as psychologists and therapists and clinicians and all these other things. But I don't know, the EQ of some of these guys is astronomical, at least comparative to me. Right?
EQ?
Yeah, their emotional intelligence.
Oh.
And it really is because of them that I was able to start this communication with Aaliyah, and that for a large degree why we didn't break up a while ago.
Damn.
Because they gave me some tools that I used to really work with it.
This is a group that you meet up with?
Yeah, they started a few decades ago, and they're across the planet. There's one in Waltham.
Oh, wow.
And some in Boston. They're all over. And they're basically just like, they were started by a psychologist, I think a Jungian analyst, Carl Jung, a Marine, and a hippie. So it was a really good mixture of masculinity, mental, the body, and the heart. And yeah, they have this initiation, they call it the weekend, where you're initiated as a man into their group using a lot of different psychological techniques, and apparently it's life-changing. And I'm readying myself to go there. And if I hadn't come here, I would have never joined this kind of group, and I would have never had the growth that I'm getting with them. They're even helping me get help in different areas of my life. So it's been good. Are you still there?